Google gives you 15 gigabytes of cloud storage at no cost. Sounds generous, right? But when a trillion-dollar company hands you something for free, you're not their customer anymore. You've become their product, and your personal data is what they really want. So in this Proton Drive review, I'll investigate whether this privacy-first provider is the best cloud storage alternative to Google Drive. I'm going to discuss real incidents related to Google Drive, what Proton does to minimize such risks, and why it might be the superior cloud storage option. All right, let's not beat around the bush and let's get straight into those scandals that confirm why Google Drive is not the best online storage for privacy. For one, Google's Gemini AI chatbot was summarizing people's private Google Docs files even when it wasn't explicitly asked to. This caught wind because a senior AI governance advisor who had connections at Google was really persistent about getting to the bottom of this misunderstanding. And another much more severe issue was discovered by security researchers in September 2025. Basically, users on shared Windows machines can access another person's entire Google Drive just by copying a local cache folder without a password. This creates an insider threat attack vector, yet Google thinks this isn't a severe issue. And that right there is the big problem. It's not these cases themselves, but Google's reaction, or rather, lack thereof. The company attempted to downplay and bury these serious issues, which speaks volumes about its priorities and values. On the other hand, we have Proton Drive. So they promised to take all the necessary precautions to prevent these types of issues. So I reviewed these security measures to confirm that Proton is superior. So if you're already ready to ditch Google and try Proton Drive yourself, just click the link in the description to check them out now. So while I was preparing for this Proton Drive review, I couldn't find any similar controversies. Instead, I discovered another advantage. Proton is based in Switzerland, which has some of the best privacy laws in the world. It's also not part of any surveillance agreement like the Five Eyes Alliance. Meanwhile, Google is based in the US, which is one of the founders of said alliance. But country of origin aside, if we want to do a proper cloud storage review, we have to examine the infrastructure design of these two products. So in terms of end-to-end encryption, Google Drive falls flat on its face, okay? There's just nothing substantial. Google technically encrypts your files, sure, but they hold the keys, meaning they have the means to access your data whenever they feel like it. So if you really want to keep your files safe from Google, you'll have to encrypt them yourself before uploading. Otherwise, they, pinky promise that they won't look at your data, but come on. We know Google's words mean nothing at this point. Now, naturally, Proton Drive has a much better approach, combining both end-to-end and zero-access encryption. That means your encrypted cloud storage is unreadable to Proton, and they have no way of decrypting it, even if they or some other snoopers wanted a sneak peek. And the best part, you don't have to take Proton's word for it. Their apps are open source, meaning everything is publicly available for scrutiny. This has enabled independent companies to audit Proton Drive to identify vulnerabilities and other potential issues. One such company is Securitum. They're a well-regarded European IT security firm, and they have conducted audits for many of Europe's largest companies. According to their report, there are no major vulnerabilities that would contradict Proton's claims. So if you want to have one of the best cloud storage providers on your side, the link below will let you get it with a massive discount. With Google, though, you just have to trust them. The same company whose entire business model is built on analyzing your data to serve you personalized ads. Additionally, nothing related to Google Drive is open source, which is a shame because Google does have some open source projects like Android OS. Maybe you've heard of it. The point is that it's impossible to verify whether Google Drive is keeping its security promises. So if privacy was the main metric, the Proton Drive versus Google Drive comparison becomes pretty one-sided and not in Google's favor. Then again, companies don't become some of the richest corporations in the world by making their user privacy the biggest priority, right? So good thing that Proton is a non-profit organization. But now let's say you do decide to give Proton Drive a chance. How would its day-to-day usage measure against Google Drive? Well, Google Drive is famous for offering users a variety of productivity tools. It's widely regarded as the most convenient option for web-based document and spreadsheet work. But in recent years, Proton Drive has been catching up. It released Proton Docs in 2024 and Proton Sheets the next year. They work similarly to their famous Google counterparts, albeit with greater emphasis on online privacy, thanks to end-to-end encryption. And of course, Proton Docs and Sheets include one of Google's main attractions. It's real-time collaboration on joint files. This feature has countless real-life applications, so it's great that you can finally make your shared projects actually private. Beyond that, Proton Drive also includes Calendar, which lets you privately organize your weekly schedule. It's been around for a while now and has even received a separate audit by Securitum to confirm its trustworthiness. As for more recent additions, we have Proton Meet, which is equivalent to, that's right, Google Meet. It functions well enough, but the participant limit is capped at 100, while Google Meet supports 500 to 1,000 participants, depending on your paid plan. So yeah, technically Google is ahead here, but come on, how many of you will actually need to make an online call with 1,000 people? Well, maybe if you're Google's CEO getting ready to lay a bunch of people off. Yikes. Unsurprisingly, Proton Meet comes with end-to-end encryption by default, thus keeping your calls completely private from interference. It even uses messaging layer security, MLS, for secure communication, whereas Google Meet has no comparable security standards. Now, you might be wondering, does Proton have alternatives for every Google Drive product? The answer is no, at least so far. There's no slides alternative. Still, Proton is taking huge steps in giving us privacy-friendly productivity tools that we've grown accustomed to over the years. So the Proton ecosystem is great overall in terms of flexibility, although collaboration is still a bit behind Google. But if you can overlook that for the sake of private cloud storage, then yeah, Proton Drive is an excellent choice. Just click the link below to get the best discount on a premium plan. Okay, when it comes to accessibility, both services come with native apps for all major platforms, except for Linux, sadly. Luckily, you can still use the browser version if you're on Linux. Generally speaking, the Proton Drive interface is intuitive and easy to navigate, and you'll have no trouble finding all the essential features like secure file sharing, and setting up password protection and expiration dates is also straightforward. Naturally, Proton Drive also lets you grant edit permissions to your files and entire folders via a link, and they don't even need a Proton account to do so. In contrast, Google requires the recipient to sign in to a Google account to get these privileges. I wonder why. For some, file version history is a crucial factor when choosing a cloud storage provider. With Google Drive, non-native files like PDFs, images, and Word documents are kept for 30 days, or 100 versions, whichever comes first. This, honestly, is a bit of a letdown. On the other hand, Proton Drive gives the same version history benefits to all file types. Each file will have up to 200 versions available for up to 10 years. That's incredible. Plus, each version includes a digital signature verification confirming the file hasn't been tampered with. Now, when looking at the price tags of each provider, it's no surprise that Google Drive is the more budget-friendly option than Proton Drive, at least when comparing the 200 gigabyte plans. But that kind of makes sense because Google makes money from your personal data, while Proton doesn't. At the same time, with Proton, you're paying more for end-to-end encryption and better data privacy in general. So at the end of the day, you just have to decide, do you want affordability, convenience, and your data being misused, or pay a little extra and keep your personal data private? So if you do prefer privacy, then click the link below to get the best Proton deal currently available. All right, so is Proton Drive better than Google Drive? In terms of privacy, yeah, hands down. Proton Drive is in a league of its own. Usability-wise, Proton is quickly catching up and becoming just as versatile as Google. Honestly, the main trade-off comes down to price and habits. Google Drive is cheaper and deeply ingrained into our minds, but this familiarity comes at a cost people will never see on their bill. So if you care about online privacy, paying a little more should be a no-brainer. All right, that's enough Google roasting for now. If you haven't had enough, though, there are plenty of other similar videos on this YouTube channel. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you there. Bye.